Hey y'all, it's Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. Picture this. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app when you spot it. A brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is sponsored by FindFlightsAndHotels.com. Looking for the perfect summer vacation destination for you and your family? FindFlightsAndHotels.com has got you covered. From tropical beaches to cultural adventures, our brand new travel website is your one-stop shop for booking the unforgettable family vacation you've been dreaming of. Discover amazing deals, top-rated accommodations, and unbeatable flight options, all in one place. Say goodbye to stress and hello to endless fun in the sun. Don't miss out on creating cherished memories with your loved ones this summer. Visit FindFlightsAndHotels.com now and start planning the getaway of a lifetime.
Welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Lopez. So like and share this episode. So today, I'm going to talk about how to sell over 500 books in 1 week. That's right. How do you sell over 500 books in 1 week? Now, you might think, oh, 500 books, that ain't that much. Well, I think you'll be quite surprised because when I published my first book, now I didn't even know the data of how many authors sell books on a regular or just period. I didn't even know the numbers. I didn't know these numbers until after the fact. And what I was told, and this is 2016 when I dropped my first book, and probably 2 years later, after I sold like over 10,000 copies at the time, I had a publisher call me and wanted to offer me a publishing deal. And he said, we're calling you because we noticed that you've been selling a lot of books on Amazon, and we want to offer you a book deal under these conditions. And of course, I didn't take the deal because I didn't like the conditions, right? And he told me what I have accomplished is fantastic, because most people, whether they self-publish or even if they have a book deal, they might sell they don't even sell 100 copies, and I didn't even know that at the time, because I wasn't looking up. When I published my first book, I didn't look up information on the data on how many books sell other people. I wasn't really concerned about other people. I was really focused on what I was doing at the time. So I didn't know anything about the data and how many books sell on Amazon, how many books Barnes and Noble sell. I didn't know any of that stuff, And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe it's a good thing that I didn't know that information. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. I think if I would have known all the information, I probably would have never published. I probably never wrote a book if that was the case. I'm not sure, but you just never know. But since then, I published 4 books. I just dropped number 4 this month. And along the way, I've educated myself. I've had some unique experiences. Now here's the thing that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to selling books. And I didn't notice. I didn't know this until about 4 years ago during the pandemic. I would say, now, because you might see a lot of people online. They have book launches. I mean, massive book launches, or they have their friends or their buddies mail for them, or promote for them. Right now, that's great. They'll give the book away for free and just have people pay for shipping. That's great. I don't have any friends like that. I don't have any friends like that. I don't have anybody that's gonna mail for me. So all I have is a YouTube channel and my own mailing list of people with a newsletter. So I don't have anybody, So that might be good news or bad news. I don't know, but I gave myself like 2 months before I even told anybody that my book was coming out. And I gave the date, the month and the date, which was March the 5th of this month, and, I would talk about some of the topics and chapters that's in the book every time, damn near every time I would upload a video, or when I would go live. I would keep talking about stuff that I wrote in the book, which is a lot, because the book is over 500 pages. So there's a lot of information in there. So I would drop a lot of content on YouTube, Instagram, X. I focus on those 3 channels. And I kept telling my list of people on my newsletter that I was dropping it on March the 5th too. And I even gave I mailed my people on my newsletter. I told them that if they cover shipping, I'll send them a free book. Actually, what's funny? No one took me up on that offer. No one wanted the free book. No one wanted it. You just never know how things can go. It seemed like people were willing to pay for it rather than take the free offer. I don't know, but hey, it's either here or there. But no one took me up on that offer. It seems like most of the orders came from bulk orders. You had 2 bulk orders of well, actually no, not 2, 4. You had 4 bulk orders of the book, and it was 100 each. Each order was 100 books each. That's where most of the orders came from. Of course, I don't know who it is, but I know there's somebody in Germany. That's all I know. Somebody in Germany bought the hardback and the paperback. So that's 200 books each, hardback and paperback. Somebody in Germany. That's all I know. I don't necessarily know who it could be. Because I can see where the orders are coming from. I can track it. In the back office, we can track where people are buying it from. And then you had a small group of people in North America. They bought as well. But that's where most of the orders came from. And again, I went on a mass social media blitz. That's what I call it. A mass social media blitz. Meaning that I told everybody and video within a 2 months window that I was dropping a book on March the 5th. And I'm dropping videos on YouTube, probably 2-3 videos a day for the last 2 months. And I went down to one video a day now that the book came on. So I'm at one video a day now on YouTube. So every time I drop a video on YouTube, I'll use that same video on Instagram, and I'll use that same video on TikTok as well. I might have to change up a little thing or two, but for the most part, it's the same video. So I'm at one video a day now. I went from 2 to 3 videos a day to one video a day. And I'm probably going to keep doing the one video a day until the next 3 to 4 months. I call this a social media blitz. It's the same idea, concept, I would say, that Apple use. When Apple comes out with a new iPhone, you start seeing commercials, man, sometimes 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months in advance, right? They're doing the same thing. And the closer the launch date comes, the more commercials, the more advertisements, the more promotions you see from Apple with the new iPhone coming out. It's the same concept. I'm doing the same thing. It's a launch formula. The only difference is that Apple has more money than me. I'm only using the internet. Apple is using everything. Apple using online marketing, offline marketing. They're everywhere. I'm only on the internet exclusively. I'm not doing it offline. I'm not saying I won't ever do it offline, but not at the moment. At the moment, I'm just doing it online. At some point, I probably will do it offline if the opportunity presents itself. But this is how I did it. I did I call it a 90-day blitz. Where it's like you push content on your favorite social media sites. And my biggest social media site happens to be YouTube. It's the one with the most following and the strongest traction, I would say. So that's how you sell over 500 books within 1 week. That's how you do it, basically. And like I said, most of the sales came through bulk orders. And see, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about a lot of book sales. Here's something that a lot of people don't say. Most authors that sell out, say Wall Street Journal or Amazon book best-selling list or whatever. Like I'm on Amazon best-selling list now. But most authors won't tell you that most of their book sales usually come from one order. That's right. They usually come from one order. What usually happens is a lot of authors, they speak. They do for corporate companies, right? And before they speak, the deal is somebody within that department has to make an order and buy the books for all the people in that department, which could be 1,000 people sometimes. Could be 2,000 people. And that one order is gonna have that offer become a bestseller. That's how most offers get book sales. And this is why a lot of authors won't, in a situation like that, they won't even That's not a paid gig. In most cases, that's not a paid gig. The deal is if that person in HR or whoever's in charge of the buying the orders, buying the books, that person, when that person orders the books, the offer will say, "Hey, I'll come and speak for an hour if you get a certain amount of copies." That's the deal that they're making. That's how most offers become bestsellers. You know, and the rest of the offers usually struggle. They usually struggle. It ain't a lot of offers like me online with a following that people are willing to buy their books. It's not a lot of them that I know of. It ain't a lot. It's usually a handful. It ain't, and I'm not a celebrity. I don't have the biggest following in the world. But I'm okay. I do well. But most people online that are not celebrities, not public figures, they're not well known. They come out with a book, even if they get a book deal, they don't even sell 100 copies. They don't even sell 100 copies, and they struggle. That's just a reality. And I didn't know this. I didn't notice until after I published my first book. It's unfortunate. It's kind of sad. But I guess at least they got the book deal, and hopefully they got some upfront money. Hopefully, because they're never gonna make no money from that book. If you sell less than 100 copies, I mean, most of the average offer, most of their book sales come from family members. That's sad, but it's the truth. And knowing is half the battle, like they always say. So if you want to sell a lot of books and you're not well known and you're not a public figure, you have to do what I did. Have a mass social media blitz. And if you don't have a following yet, you're going to have to create one. The same way you have to do a mass social media blitz. You have to drop a lot of videos. Like when you first starting off, let's assume you have a channel. When you first starting a YouTube channel, you're gonna have to drop 2-3 videos a day, like I did when I first got started. Now, once you start getting some traction, you can slack off a little bit. But in the beginning, today is hard to break through. It's hard to break through today. Today, you might have to drop 3-4 videos today. It's because there's so many channels and there's too much noise online. When I first got started on my first channel, I just dropped, I think I used to drop 2-3 videos a week. Now you might have to do that in one day now, because it's just too much noise, and it's very difficult to break through. But hey, this is what I did, and if you ever need help publishing a book and promoting a book, just leave your comment below. Let me know, and I'll see what I can do to help you. So there you have it. Like, share this episode, and don't forget to send all your questions and concerns to the link below. Until next time, I'm out.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. Subscribe at the kingofcashflowwebsites.com or for free on iTunes. That way, you'll never miss another show.